to know how to break the brakes in properly? Watch this video. And don't forget to subscribe, share, and like all of my videos. I'm going to be reading you some instructions. You probably seen a lot of my videos, but you probably never seen me breaking the brakes. I've done a lot of brake jobs. Probably have over 500 videos on YouTube. But anyways, you're gonna see me read instructions, and I'm gonna post the instructions online, and it's easy to break the brakes in on every brake job, but you do need to replace the brake pads and the rotors together. You can't just change the brake pads and try to break the brake pads in. No, they need to meet each other, okay? Alright guys, today we're gonna talk about breaking the brakes in and how to get the best out of your brakes. First of all, I have brake pads in my hand, and I have a lot of brake pads here, and then I have a lot of boxes here of brake pads. Anyways, first let me introduce you some type of brakes that I use, that I trust, that I have been using for a long time, and I have not had a problem with them. And I have boxes here with a lot of brakes that I have done in this past week, and there's a couple of brands I use, and as you can see, the most are these right here, these Monroe brakes right here. These are the most that I use. And then I had a customer bring me Duralast. Duralast is a brake pad that I noticed how every time a customer bring it to me, there isn't any complaint, and I never used it, but AutoZone sells that. But I don't like to use AutoZone product. One time I had a problem with the ball joint, and ball joint just simply wouldn't go. It wouldn't go into the bore of a control arm and compress the compressor. It would not go in it because the diameter was imperfect. So that's the reason why I don't deal with AutoZone anymore. And then we have these brake pads right here. These are Evolution. Right, very good brake pad, alright? And the size of it, when you fit it into the caliper bracket, is perfect, alright? You need to clean the surface where this hardware kit goes. So right underneath, you gotta clean on the bracket and then put the hardware kit in. If you don't do that, then it will never fit in there. But make sure you clean, and these brake pads are very good, these Evolutions. And then I sometimes use AC Delco. AC Delco is a good brakes also. They're original for like GM cars. Alright, but I don't use a lot of that. But I do use a lot of these Monroe brakes here, alright? So today we'll talk about breaking in the brakes. So if you have been doing your brakes and you never broken the brakes, it's like buying a new car and you had to break in the engine, same thing, alright? And what breaking the brakes will do is it will give it a smooth surface to the pad and the rotor, equal surface, and it will break in the brakes, and it will prevent squeal, noise, and give you a better grip on the brakes. Also prevent brake pulsation, warped rotor. A lot of times the rotors warp because nobody breaks them in, and they just do the job, take it for a test drive, and just give it out. It takes only 5 minutes, guys, no more than that. And I will explain to you exactly what you need to do. And if you ever buy these Evolution brakes, right? I'm gonna read to you what's written on the inside of this. This is an empty box, but there's instructions here how to break the brake pads in it, and I will post a little picture of something similar to this. But anyways, let's read this together, alright guys? It comes in Spanish and English. So, perform deceleration from 30 miles per hour to 5 miles per hour, leaving 30 seconds in between brake application for cooling, alright? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get these instructions, and I'll post a link, not a link, a picture of it in this video. Alright guys, so I'm gonna explain to you this how to break the brake pads in, alright? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go 40 miles per hour and bring the car. You're gonna depress the brake pedal and you're gonna bring the car down to 40 miles per hour, and this has to turn, all right? This has to turn. So you're gonna do that 40 miles per hour, you're gonna press the brake pad, car comes down to 10 miles per hour, let it roll a little bit, and then go again 40 miles per hour, do it again. You're gonna do that 5 times, 40 miles per hour, and slam the brakes. With that, you can't let the brakes stop, or you can't let the car stop. What's gonna happen is the heat is gonna imprint that brake pad onto the rotor, and you're gonna have a warped rotor, right? You're gonna do that 5 times, and after that, you're gonna bring the speed down, and let's see what's the next speed it says here. After that, you're gonna go 35 miles per hour, and you're gonna do the same thing. 30 miles per hour, slam the brakes, come the car. All right, this is the car. 30 miles per hour is going. Slam the brake. It goes down to 5 miles per hour here, but the car does not stop. Then take off again. 5 miles per hour. Take off again. 5 miles per hour. You're gonna just let the brakes just scrape in there, scrape and scrape, and once you're done doing these 5 and 5 cycles, you do not stop the car, right? Do not let the car sit, because this is nice and hot, right? The friction on this is nice and hot. These are nice and hot. And if you let it sit, it's gonna imprint that brake pedal, the brake pad onto the rotor, and you're gonna have a warped rotor, right? And this goes for any type of brakes you use, all right? And if you, after that, you're gonna keep driving the car, go probably 10 miles per hour, and then bring the car down. Don't let the car stop. Just give it a good, like, as long as you can, maybe like 10-15 minutes more. Just drive the car around. Let the rotor cool off. After that, once you think it's cooled off, driving 10-15 minutes more, and once it cools off, and that's it, guys. And you just let it go, and you're done, all right? So if you have not been doing that, you have been doing your brakes wrong all along, and you could do the brake job perfect as possible, but if you don't break the brakes in, you're not gonna get a good result, all right? So I'm gonna bring my camera closer, and I'll show you the surface on this brake pad here, all right? There's a surface here that lets you break the brake in, and then this surface has to meet the rotor properly, and it needs to break in evenly, all right? This surface needs to break in evenly. That's what we're doing, trying to make this brake and the rotor breaking evenly, and they can sit together and they can meet, all right, and become mates. And a lot of times you don't do that, you're gonna have brake squeal, brake pulsation, the rotor's gonna go bad, a lot of things are gonna happen. So let's bring the camera closer and you'll see next. All right, guys, this right here, this pad has a material here. The first layer of this brake pad is the brake-in material that's gonna break the brake pad in, all right? And the surface is not perfectly even, all right? And this has to meet that, all right? So that's what we're doing. We're trying to make this surface nice and perfect, all right? And that's the reason why we need to break this brake pad in, because that surface has to be nice and even, all right? All right, guys, a couple of more things before we end this video. Good brake pad, all right? A lot of companies that make good brake pads, such as Evolution, what they do is they bake this brake pad, all right? It's like oven baked, all right? It's like cooked. So ceramic needs to be heated, all right? And what makes ceramic is something that's put together and hardened by heat, all right? That's what makes ceramic, all right? So these brake pads are cooked, all right? Good brake pad, the companies will do a good job on it by cooking it, by baking it, by heating it, all right? And a lot of times when you buy brake pads, make sure you buy good brake pads that comes with a hardware kit such as this. You can buy it separately, but it's up to you. And if you're having a brake squeal, just check your brake pads, because sometimes this little brake wear indicator here, this little clip here, Once the brakes are finished, it will go hit the rotor, right? So this thing, if I pull this off, let me see if I can do it manually. Right? I'll pull this off, bend it, and the reason why I'm bending it is I just want to, because I'm not going to get it like that. Right? I just pulled it out. Squealing brakes. If you're hearing that type of noise, you're not looking at Amtrak passing by. There is not a train passing by. Thomas is not passing by. Alright? It's your brakes that are squealing. The reason is because the brakes are done. So if you hear that type of noise, your brakes are finished. Alright? Alright guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe, share, and like all of my videos. Again, if you hear that noise, your brakes are done. Alright, there's nothing you can do about it. Take a look at it. Sometimes the brake will squeal without sensor hitting this, but if you hear that, usually it will do that when you back out, alright? Because the sensor is made to go backward, alright? Forward, it will stop like that. Backward, it will squeal like that. Alright guys, thank you. Subscribe, bye-bye, and see you on the next one. If you have any questions, let me know.